Good morning, Flosstube.
I'm Little One.
And I'm Lynette at Homesteading on the Homefront. Welcome to Newport. We are here for a long weekend, and it was quiet, and we had a very plain background to shoot with, so we decided to do a video while we were here. So, some old business to talk about. Back when we were still in Guam, I did a giveaway for a couple of patterns that I had taken from a magazine. This Barbara Anna and this Joan Elliott. And I had drawn in a consecutive video. The winner was Hazel Honey, and I have not heard from you, Hazel. So this is your last chance. If I don't hear from you by the time we do a next video, I will pick another winner. And thankfully, I kept the list of people who wanted to enter for that one. So it will be very easy for me to do that if I have to. But find me on Instagram, shoot me an email, whatever, but I need your address. And then I did a giveaway last video for Wicked Wanda, or Wanda the Witch, or I forget what she's called. I didn't bring her with me this time to show you, but we had 22 people who wanted to enter for Wanda. So, Little One, bring up your random number generator. 1 to 22.
18.
Number 18 is Pam Copenhaver. So, Pam, same thing. Find me on Instagram, shoot me a message, shoot me an email. I'll have an email listed below. I will get on Instagram eventually, but if I'm not immediately back to you, don't worry, because I only get on maybe once a week. So, congratulations, Pam. Have fun stitching Wanda. Okay, since we last chatted, we had a little getaway. The girls and I went down to Pennsylvania Dutch Country with my parents to see the Jesus Show at Sight and Sound Theater and do some shopping. And we had a meetup with Liz and Deb from Country Stitchers. And I didn't bring anything with me. I didn't bring my purchases with me. They had a lovely gift bag for us, and I didn't bring that to show either, so we'll have to do that next time. But we had a great visit with them. It was fantastic. Yeah. So the same in person as they are on video, which everyone says whenever they meet another Flosstuber. But it was very nice to get to meet them and to meet new friends, because I really wish we lived closer, because I know we have a lot in common. So sending love to you, Liz and Deb. Thanks for taking the time out to meet with us. Hopefully next year we can do it again. I have another meetup next week, so I'll be able to talk about that. Maybe we'll even actually shoot a video.
Maybe.
We'll see. So that's exciting too, so I can't wait for that.
We also got shirts.
Oh yes, we got our we couldn't wear our half-a-day shirts anymore, so we found some shirts that we thought would be appropriate for doing Flosstube, so we hope you like them. Okay, let's talk about whips. Okay. You go first.
So, my reading sampler is coming along nicely. This is the old section, and this is what I've been working on now. At the meetup next week, I'll be finishing the borders for the words, because that requires no concentration at all.
She's learned really quick that meetups are not the place to do heavy counting.
Yeah, this border right here, I cannot do while talking.
So you're almost done with that. You've got the border to do and then the bottom row of words, right?
And then another border of this. And this has flowers there.
Yep. So it's
Getting
coming along
closer.
nicely.
Mm-hmm.
She's hoping to have it done for our local fair, which is Labor Day weekend. So
I might not.
She's got to get going if she wants to enter that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so last we chatted, I was working on Quaker Handiwork, which is almost done, but not quite done. And the reason for that is I was totally inspired the last time that I was working on it and trying to finish it, because I knew that our local fair announces a year in advance what their special contest is going to be. And the 2019 special contest is called Grandma's Attic. Now, if you recall with Quaker Handiwork, I am making that as a tribute piece to my third great grandmother. And so I'm going to have her initials, and I'm going to have her birth year and death year, and worked all around the sampler are the initials of her children. And so I thought that would be a great piece to enter into the Grandma's Attic contest in 2019. However, the rules state that the stitch work has to be completed within the past calendar year. So if I completed it now, it would be eligible for this year's fair, but it would not be eligible for the 2019 Grandma's Attic contest. So I decided to put that down until after this year's fair so that it will be completed within the calendar year and will be eligible for Grandma's Attic. So I stopped working on Quaker Handiwork, and I couldn't help myself. You know that I had talked in the last video about Old Nantucket, which is right here, and how I was going to put that on my list for 2019, yada, yada, yada. I decided that I should just bring it down here to Newport and work on it whenever I was in Newport, and that way for those of you who didn't watch last week, I'm changing this to say Newport instead of Nantucket. So this is going to be my Newport piece. So I started it Friday night when we got here, and I started with the border, and my intent was to get this part done and then jump to the house. Well, I don't know what happened, because I had this all kitted up. But suddenly, I am missing every color that I intended to use for the roof and the bird and the house color I have. I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. So basically, the only thing that I could do without having to count a lot was just go on and go to the other side of the border. So I did that.
Well, it's going to be a while till you finish that.
It's going to be a while, yes, you're right. So, okay, let me talk to you about this house color. Can you hold that up? As you can see in the design, the house is very variegated. And so I wanted to do that in whatever fancy floss was called for so that I could get the same variegated look. Fantastic. Until I got down to hodgepodge, which was, I didn't even mention that. When we were down in Pennsylvania with Liz and Deb, we actually got to go to hodgepodge, which is LNS, and it was so nice to just see the colors of fancy floss hanging on the wall so that I could determine what I wanted to use fancy floss for and what I wanted to use DMC. This, my friends, is Pebble, which is what is called for in the house. Now, to me, the house is blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's not a shred of blue anywhere in this. It's just a little bit of gray and a lot of beige. So I didn't know what to do because I really wanted the look of that house. So I went through all of my Victorian Mono Fancy Floss, and I went through some of the other Fancy Floss that I have on hand left over from other projects, and I found what I think is going to work. This is Confederate Gray from Weeks Dye Works. And as you can see, it's got the grays and the tans, but it's also got more of the blue in it. And then I found Old Picket Fence from Victorian Motto, which is more of the light blue. So I'm going to try to use both of these in order to make something happen that looks similar to this house. Wish me luck. So anyway, I have my list of flosses that I need but don't have with me here in Newport. We will be coming back next weekend, so I will bring those with me so that I can hopefully get started on the house. Alright, so that's it for my whips other than his eyes on the sparrow. And I realized a couple weeks ago we did a meetup and I did a quickie video to show everyone our progress or lack thereof, depending on who you are, and I forgot to upload it. So hopefully that'll upload eventually because I will remember to do that as well. Tomorrow is August 1st, which is the start of the Anna Grader Stitch Along. So I know there are several of us who are going to be doing that one. I'm really excited about that, and it occurs to me that maybe that's why I'm missing colors from this project, because I think they might overlap in that one. I'm using a combination of called for colors and Victoria Modern for Anna Grader. So if you have it, if it's kitted up, please feel free to join us. Hashtag it on Instagram. Let's go with hashtag Anna Grader Sal, because I'm really creative like that. I think it'll make it easier too in the future if somebody wants to see what Anna Grader looks like or changes that people have made. Anna Grader Sal is a pretty no-brainer hashtag to look up. And then, so Anna Grader August 1st tomorrow. And then Labor Day weekend is going to be the 'Tis the Season Sal, which we've all been talking about. The Facebook group is exploding. I will put the link to that below if you would like to join. There's information there on where to find the chart, because it's getting harder to find. And also how to order the flosses from Nancy, which I did not bring with me either. What was I thinking? I was not very prepared. Nancy is already on her second batch of dyeing flosses for the 'Tis the Season Sal, and she has said she will do a third if she needs to. So the colors are gorgeous. I will tell you that they are not very variegated at all. So if that's your thing and if you want variegation, I would probably do some subbing for specialty flosses. It does call for silk, so you will have to sub out, regular cotton if you don't want to spend a bazillion dollars. Anyway, like I said, I will put the link to that below, the Facebook group below. There's well over 300 of us, probably closing in on 400 by now. I haven't looked. So I'm excited about that. That's going to be a fun sale. And then yesterday on Facebook, I saw that Bush Mountain Stitchery posted that they are going to be opening an actual storefront in Palmer, Massachusetts. So I was so excited. Palmer isn't really close to me. It's probably going to be a 35-40 minute drive. But right now the closest that I have is the World in Stitches, and that's over an hour. So I'm excited about this. Mayanne said that it's going to be over 7,000 square feet of space. So yeah, she's opening in September, grand opening in October. So I am thrilled about that. Hoping that I can do a video or something, because that's exciting news. We always hear about LNS's closing, so it's thrilling to me to be able to say that there's one opening. Okay, do you have anything else before I do a flip through?
No, I don't think so.
No. For those of you who are wondering where Eldest is, She's right over there in her pajamas. She's been busy horseback riding and marching band practicing this summer and hasn't had a lot of stitching time. So she didn't have anything to show this time around. But she's doing well. She's enjoying her summer. And before we know it, school's going to start. But I wanted to do a flip through of this book for you. Brenda Key's Traditional Samplers. I believe it was Ivy House Cottage. I first saw this and I decided to order it off Amazon because I got it for, I don't know if it was like $4 plus shipping or whatever. It was definitely like around the $8 mark, including shipping. And so I figured I would do a flip through in case anybody was interested in seeing what was in it and ordering it for themselves. So again, this is what the cover looks like. Traditional Samplers, Brenda Key's. The first one is a band sampler, which is beautiful. So the chart for that is in here. All of the charts are in color. I know some people like that and some people don't. Well, I shouldn't say some of the charts. Most of the main charts are in color, and then if she gives you an alphabet or whatever, that's in black and white. And the next one is the Margaret Simcock sampler, which, look at the beautiful symmetry. You all know how I enjoy my symmetry. So that's Margaret Simcock. And then we have the Hannah Richards sampler. This one says, "Behold how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity." Then we have the Mary Elizabeth Nicholson sampler. This looks more Victorian. We've got a little glare coming in from the kitchen sliders, but the lighting here seems to be pretty good. So, and then we have Polly Kirkwood. A lot of these I don't absolutely love, but I do like some of the houses and trees and stuff, so I would stitch them maybe as smalls. I forgot to look at the name of this one. Hold on. This one is Hester Biddleton.
That just makes me laugh.
What makes you laugh?
Hester Biddleton.
Hester Biddleton. This is Susanna Meeks. This is a quick one. That would stitch up in no time. And then there's a multiplication sampler, which I don't see a picture of.
There was one right there.
It's basically just numbers. There's no motifs to go with it, so let's see what else. We've got some celebration samplers. So this is an engagement sampler. A wedding ring sampler. And then we have a house and barn sampler. And silver and golden anniversaries. And then we have the Becky Knoll sampler. It's got some white that's hard to see stitched. Again, this is a motif that I would, the center motif right there, that would look really good as a small. This is the carnation sampler. And there's a bird sampler. I know there are some of you who love birds. This says, the bird which soars on highest wing builds on the ground her lowly nest, and she that doth most sweetly sing, sings in the shade when all things rest. Then there's the Abigail Markham. Again, these would look great as Christmas ornaments, anything like that. We have a whitework christening sampler. An Edwardian style birth sampler. Completely not my style. Then we have a twins birth sampler, which could also be done for a single baby. A little girl's birth sampler. I'm ashamed to admit that neither of my children have birth samplers. And the reason for that was, how many people do you know that are more than 8 years old that have their birth samplers hanging on a wall? Right? So I said, if it's not going to be hung forever, then I'm not going to stitch one.
I'd rather have stuff that I stitched.
Right. And that's about it for the Brenda Keys book. But like I said, I wanted to do a flip through in case some of you were curious about what was in it and might want to order it for yourself or might not want to order it. Another short video from us. Hopefully after summer calms down and our lives calm down and we have a place to live that isn't my parents' house, we'll be able to get into a better routine. Yeah, the house hunting front is not going well. At this point, we will definitely not be in a house by the time school starts, which was our goal.
Yeah.
There's a 45-day closed period in Massachusetts. I know some states it's down to 30 days, but Massachusetts is at least 45 days, which, so even if we found a house today, we would not be in it in time for school. But that's okay. The right house will come along. We appreciate those of you who are keeping us and our housing situation in your thoughts and prayers.
Hopefully it will come soon.
Hopefully it'll come soon. So that's that. We will sign off for now and wish you fair winds and following seas, and we'll see you next time. Bye.